In the field of intangible cultural heritage education, people can learn from the tangible tutorial system, or the human teacher. So, why would we conduct this study to compare the two teachers? Let's talk about intangible cultural heritage education first. Traditionally, people learn intangible cultural heritage from their parents, the teachers, museums, or by imitating the masters. Now, technology such as virtual reality, tangible interactions, and live streaming has been widely used in this education. So, here comes the question.
What?
Few research efforts have focused on exploring differences in user experience and education effects between human teachers and non-human ones. And, this is why we did this study. In this research, we focused on one kind of intangible cultural heritage, Batik. Batik is a conventional method to make unique costumes for minorities in the southwest of China. One of the most important steps of Batik is drawing intricate patterns with brass knives and wax on fabric. Then, dye it. Remove the wax. The Batik then has been finished. And patterns of Batik, such as bird, fish, plants, drum, have recorded the histories and legends of the minorities as living cultural expressions to pass on from generation to generation. Therefore, taking Batik as a teaching case could compare the teaching effects from different dimensions. In this study, we recruited one Batik craftsman, then we made the tangible tutorial system. They taught 10 students separately. So, this is a between-subject study, and from the results of the study, we explore diversities of the two teachers. There's one thing, the tutorial system actually is not like this. This is the intangible tutorial system. This system consists of three main hardware components. The multi-touch projector loaded with the interactive teaching software enable the user interact directly with the projector by touching and clicking the tabletop. The acoustic optic interactive system is mainly consist of three parts. The camera can automatically recognize hand gestures of the user and send the information to the computer for next direction. 3 RFID modules can detect whether the user recognizes different waxes and places them in the right circle or not. This is an interactive game during the course. A buzzer would ring for a half second if the RFID modules detected wrong position of the waxes during the game. The 5 voice modules, 1 voice recording and playback module, are used to indicate when the user makes the wrong gesture. Another 4 voice modules could give the general evaluation of users' behaviors at the end of the class, which includes 4 levels of assessments from both the user's pen-holding gesture and their final drawing. These 5 LED lights are used for prompting the atmosphere and for guiding during the course. The table displays the commonly used tools for Batik teaching and pattern drawing, consists 5 kinds of Batik knives, a Chinese writing brush, a heater used for melting the wax, and 3 kinds of waxes. Once again, the aim of this study is comparing the tangible tutorial system and the human teacher in intangible cultural heritage education. So, participants were divided into 2 groups randomly and learned Batik with the tutorial system or the human teacher. After that, every participant needed to inform a questionnaire and took a semi-structured interview. For each dimension of the VAS scales questionnaire, we illustrated the data distribution by box plot. As the lines of medium values indicate, the human teacher is rated higher than the tutorial system in all of the dimensions except for motivation to learn. Combined with the qualitative results, the tutorial system was more likely to motivate the participants to learn, possibly due to the freedom to explore in the novel way to learn. Although in the dimension, quality of learning, quality of teaching, and interaction, the human teacher rated higher than the tutorial system, participants' evaluation varied more greatly. Based on the results of interviews, in the later experiments, the quality of the course declined with the human teacher stayed. Therefore, compared with those who took part earlier, participants in the later experiment possibly scored the course relatively low. Meanwhile, participants who followed the tutorial system had diverse viewpoints in the dimension of interaction. Some participants might be challenging to get used to acquiring and following the instructions of the projection system, while others could actively and proficiently interact with it. However, using two-way repeated measures ANOVA for VAS scales, the significant difference is not observed in any dimension. The qualitative results show that the human teacher is still more professional in intangible cultural heritage education. However, cultivating craftsmanship might take years, and the preservation of intangible cultural heritage requires the enhancement of public attention and the cultivation of a few enthusiasts, the responsibility of which could not just fall on the shoulder of human inheritors. Inspiringly, the tangible tutorial system performs similarly to the human teacher and has the potential to take the place of the human teacher in teaching some intangible cultural heritage knowledge in public places for different people who speak different languages, and thus promote the dissemination of intangible cultural heritage. In addition, people can learn from the tutorial system at any time. They can even start and suspend the course as they want to. Anyway, although the tangible tutorial system is not perfect in professional education, we have already seen its potential in preserving and disseminating human heritage, which is different from the human teacher does. Okay, that's all what we want to share with you.